Hello, welcome to Brendan Reacts to things. Things. I've actually been wanting to do this for a while now, and just haven't had time to because I've been working on other things. So I am now doing it, and this is the Pokemon Direct that came out like 4 days ago for me. It's 4 days ago. So I'm now finally watching it. This wasn't what I wanted to watch though. Like I had other things planned, but I'm like, okay, well this came out 4 days ago, so I'll watch this and then I'll watch something else. You should already know from the title what I'm gonna watch next. But like yeah, I also had other things planned, but this is 20 minutes and I'm sure the other thing is like 30 minutes or something. So it's already gonna be long to watch these two things together, so I'm just gonna watch these, and then I'll make a separate video to watch the other things I wanted to watch. But yeah, and just to add on top of that, there's been more stuff released that I want to watch, more trailers that I want to watch. So that I'm gonna have to add that to the list of stuff when I go to do the other video. It's just so much. It's so hard to stay up to date with all this stuff, especially like when you got other things you're working on. This is why like I feel envious of like people who stick to one thing for their YouTube channel and it just seems to work for them because they know what they want and they do it, and they have loads of people that actually like that they do that. Me, I'm just like I don't want to stick to one thing. I want to do multiple things, and just kind of overwhelms me because I'm one person doing multiple things. So yeah. So before we start, I do need to say I already know about some of the stuff on this. I did not look into them or anything. It's just spoilers are all over the place, and if it's been 4 days, like I said, so of course I'm going to see spoilers if I open up internet and surf it for like even a second. So I do know that there's DLC. I do not know what the DLC is. I don't know what it adds. I just know that there is DLC for the game already, which is ridiculous. I think I saw a mystery dungeon, but I'm not positive. And I saw a quick when I ran this when it was going live, and I stopped it immediately. But like I did see that they showed more to the home thing, and that's what I'm mostly interested in, is what the home is, because last time they didn't give any instructions on what it was. They didn't display anything other than like a little hint here and there. So I'm really curious to what that is. I don't care much about the DLC and stuff because I don't even have that Pokemon game, and so. But like, a mystery dungeon will be interesting. But again, the home thing is what I'm most interested in. So I'm hoping to God that they actually do explain what it is in this. But I'll see.
Welcome to the Pokemon Direct. I'm Ishihara from the Pokemon Company. In today's broadcast, I'd like to touch on two topics. Let's get started with the
He's got that little controller thing there.
At the following footage.
Poopachu, your desk looks so boring. You only have like 3 Pokemon things on it. 2 of them are Pokeballs. Oh, so here we go. They're just gonna go straight out with the mystery dungeon. Good, get it out of the way. Because I already spoiled it for myself. I just went on to the shop for the Switch because I check it every so often, and I saw it and I was like, idiot, yeah, they had a Direct just recently and you've been staying away from it, but of course you go and do something stupid like that. I should have known that I was gonna spoil something.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
Rescue Team DX. Wait, is this just like not actual game footage? Is this just like a revamped version of like... Oh, it looks really good. I do like Mystery Dungeon.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Rescue Team DX.
Is that just like the first 2 games, but like
It's been about 15
Enhanced
years
versions?
since Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Red Rescue Team, and Blue
I think it
Rescue
is.
Team were released for the Nintendo DS and Game Boy Advance systems in Japan. But now they will gain a new life as a Nintendo Switch title. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX will be released March 6, 2020. What's more, they'll
Sweet.
release a demo version on Nintendo eShop
Sweet.
available later today.
I should go
You'll
check
be
that
able
out.
to carry over your save data to the full version of the game once purchased, so please take this opportunity to
But
get
yeah,
a sample of the fun.
Happy that they explained this
Now, for the other topic,
quick.
I
And didn't
think
just
we'll ask Game Freak to share it with you.
didn't hold up on it too long.
Mr. Masuda,
That was like
Mr. Omori, it's all yours.
perfect announcement. Especially since I already spoiled it, so there was you're not gonna see much from me. I think I've spoiled most of the stuff
Hello,
already.
everyone. I'm Masuda from Game.
Yeah, here's already the Sword and Shield stuff.
And I'm Omori,
I'm
also
I'm assuming this DLC.
We hope everyone has been finding something to
The
enjoy
DLC,
in the
I
latest
actually
entries to the Pokemon
that was
series.
spoiled by
Pokemon Sword and
a
Pokemon Shield,
YouTube
since their release
thumbnail.
last November.
That's what I get
Our
for
goal
going on
is
to
always
YouTube
to
after
deliver
this.
lively new adventures that delight Pokemon trainers around the world.
And then Dan spoiled it later,
We
but
do
it
our
was
best
already
to fill
spoiled
these
ahead of
titles
time,
with
so
fun
it didn't really
activities so that
matter.
our players could have a fulfilling experience.
And then I went on to the store for the
the gallery
Switch
region is a
and
vast
spoiled it again, but again, it was
We
already
suspect
spoiled at
you've
that
had
point,
many
so
new
it's just like meh.
discoveries and fun encounters along your adventure. We've been thinking about how much we'd like it if everyone's Pokemon adventures could go on even longer.
None of this
More
interests
to dig
me.
into and new discoveries to explore.
I already checked out of that game. I'm waiting for Animal
We've
Crossing.
been working on plans for some time, in fact.
Because Animal Crossing actually looks like
This is why we at Game Freak
brand
are
new
now
game.
developing
This
the
just
Pokemon
looks
Sword
like you
expansion pass and Pokemon Shield
you
expansion
brought the
pass.
game up to 720p.
Downloadable expansions for
You
the
brought the
Pokemon
DS
Sword
game
and
up to
Pokemon
720p.
Shield
Yeah,
that will
here's
be
it.
Available for purchase from Nintendo eShop.
Now you get all the
Until now,
Pokemon.
we've sometimes released new titles set in the same region as previous games, such as Pokemon Platinum version or Pokemon Ultra Sun and Pokemon Ultra
But we
Moon.
ain't gonna do that. We're just gonna sell it as DLC.
This expansion
Which
pass will be different from those games.
I'll stop here for a sec. I'm making jokes about it, but I actually think that that's a smart idea. It's like we're in the age of DLC and stuff, so instead of making a third version and expecting everyone to go out and buy it, give it as an expansion pass or a DLC or whatever. Give it as that, and then people don't have to go out and buy a third game. They can just get the DLC and experience it through DLC. I'm just kind of crossed by the fact that they decided to do it so soon from its release. It's like, oh, you're being very arrogant right now. Your game is very controversial, having like split from people who just kind of upset still about like the Dexit, is that what they call it, Dexit? Where they cut like most of the Pokemon out, and the people who are complaining about graphics, and then you got the people who just are happy with it. And like your game's so controversial, yet you're gonna do something like this so soon.
You'll be able to set out on new adventures using
I
the
need to
save
know
data
how
you're
much it
already
costs.
playing with.
We're in the thick of development now, but we've prepared some footage for you so you'll be able to at least get a feeling for what new
Better
experiences await
graphics.
you.
Buy the DLC, get better graphics. Hey, if you
Please
if you
have a
actually
look.
did that, I'd be kind of pissed because you could have done it in an update, but I'd actually be like, oh, now you're actually interested in me somewhat. I love Pokemon, but like I just can't condone the fact that they're a big company. They could have got more people working on the team to make the game look much more better, add more animations. Like the Dexit thing, I understand you have so many Pokemon, just cut them out if you need to. But that they literally stated that for the cost of the graphics, we're gonna be bringing all these Pokemon. So we had to cut out the graphics a bit to give you your Pokemon experience you wanted. Then they say, oh, we're cutting the Pokemon as well. It's like, what? So why are you cutting the graphics then? If you're gonna cut the Pokemon, then make the graphics better. That's all I ask. This is a lot. So they're adding a bunch of like design, character stuff, more gym battles, perhaps. Oh yeah, and then Venusaur and Blastoise wasn't even in the game yet. Was he a drummer? The monkey a drummer? Isles of Armor. This is interesting, but I just don't care. I don't have the game, so none of this matters to me. Again, I'm happy that they didn't save it to the end. They just got it out of the way as soon as possible. Save the best for last. I always love when Nintendo goes like, we have one more thing. The worst part is when they say we have one more thing and then that one more thing isn't even that big. It's just kind of disappointing. But still, that one more thing always gets you out the edge of your seat like, what is it? Is that Moltres? It's like a red Moltres? Articuno? Whoa, 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 whoa. Are these like different versions of the 3 legendary Birdos? Game footage not final. Don't say that! Oh, and then there's... Oh, Crown Tundra. So there's... Oh, there's 2 parts. Don't say game is final. You said that in the last trailer, and then the freaking footage didn't even look that different from the trailer. Oh. Whoa. Oh. Very zen.
What did you think of this first look? The Pokemon Sword Expansion Pass and the Pokemon Shield Expansion Pass will be composed of the Isle of Armor, planned to be released June 2020, and the Crown Tundra, planned to be released in fall 2020.
Cool. I don't care.
If you buy
I'm
the
sure
Pokemon
people are
Sword
excited
or
for
Pokemon
this.
Shield
I'm
Expansion
not saying
Pass,
don't go
you'll
buy
be
it
able
just
to
because I
enjoy
don't like
both
it.
as
I'm
they
just saying
release.
I don't care. Like, I hate when people get pissed off when, like, you give your opinion and say you just don't care. It's like, I'm allowed to not care.
Where you'll be able to visit unseen
I love
areas of the
Pokemon, but,
Galar
like,
region and meet
I'm
new
not gonna
people
put
and
up with
Pokemon that live
their,
there.
like, lean back, like,
There are
we
2
can do whatever the
versions
hell
of
we
the
want
expansion
because
pass.
we're gonna sell
One
millions
for
of copies
Pokemon
anyways.
Sword
I
and
don't
one
like
for
that.
Pokemon
They're
Shield.
a
Different
freaking
Pokemon will appear in the
high
different
budget
versions,
friggin'
and
company
you'll
by
also run
now,
into some different
so they
people
should
and
be trying a
places.
little bit better.
We're hoping players can continue
Like,
with the
I
classic
expect that
Pokemon
from, like, a
experience of
small
trading with one
company,
another and
sure,
working
but,
together.
like, it's crazy when you see a
Now,
small
without
company do
further ado,
more
let's have the
than
director
this.
himself present more information on the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. Mr. Tani?
Like, what was that game called? It was like a Viking game, and she's like, the whole point is she's got like mental issues or something. But like, they did the whole game with a small team. Like, the company that the small team came from was like a more known company, but they didn't have a large budget and such to make the game. And the game actually won awards because it deserved it. It looked amazing. The game looked amazing, and it was such a small team. And then they had like one chick doing like the face cap for the main character. But like, and I don't even think she was like a big actor or anything. It was like some. It was like some just a. I don't even remember the story to it, but like I don't even remember the game's name. Ugh, it kind of bugs me now. Shrink that. Viking with Viking player with mental issues. Oh, things I'm talking about. Things I'm talking about football. Viking game with female protagonist. That's it. Hellblade. 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 Sonya's Sacrifice. Okay, Ninja Theory. Ninja Theory has a development team of around 100 people, but Hellblade was created by a small team of just 20 people with a small budget. Ninja Theory couldn't afford to go and shoot performance capture for Hellblade's cinematic scenes. Where was that? 100. For its cinematic scenes, instead they converted their boardroom into a makeshift performance capture space using a variety of materials, including wardrobe pulls. Literally, it's their company has like 100 people, but they couldn't even freaking afford to make the game. But look how amazing that game looks. Like, it doesn't look that amazing on the Switch, I gotta say that, but that's just a given. The Switch isn't as powerful as we would like it to be. It is powerful for a Nintendo system, and I love it to death. It's like my favorite system, but I'm not going to sugarcoat the fact that it's not as powerful as the other systems. But that's just Nintendo. We put up with it because Nintendo, a lot of their games, we buy a Nintendo system because a lot of Nintendo's games are stylized to work with the system. Like, Mario is not really a freaking highly graphical game, but it doesn't need to be. It's stylized in a way where it still looks amazing, but with not so, like, freaking details in it. Same with Animal Crossing. Again, that game looks freaking amazing. Like, the new Animal Crossing looks amazing, and I'm so hyped for that. But, again, games like this where it's like a small team, but they make this freaking amazing looking game. And they just come together and they make like all this stuff. I think there was another project that I heard about recently that sort of did this whole thing, this type of thing, where they didn't have a big budget, but they worked with what they had, and it came out looking amazing regardless. I can't remember what it was. I think it was a movie. I don't even think it was a game. Oh, it's gonna bother me now. I swear, like... I'll think about it, but let's get back to this. But yeah, I get it. People are going to be pissed off that I'm comparing this to another game. It's like, oh, they're not the same thing. Oh, Hellblade. Oh, yeah. I'm making a statement. I'm not saying that it needs to look like Hellblade. I don't want my Pokemon looking like Hellblade. I'm just saying that you can't sit here and say, oh, they don't have the manpower. Nintendo are not even, it's, well, Game Freak. Pokemon's made by Game Freak, but it is a Nintendo like sponsored company. Game Freak, Pokemon is a big budget game. I'm sure they have the money to add a few new people to the team just to make sure that the game looks a little bit better than what it does look like now. Like, Ninja Theory didn't have the budget, and I'm sure their manpower was working on something else, so they only had 20 people to work on Hellblade, and those 20 people killed it with the game. If 20 people with a low budget can kill it at something like that, I'm sure Pokemon could find 20 people to kill it for theirs. Maybe even less, or a little bit more if you need it, if you need the extra help. But I'm just saying, that's all I'm saying, is like, they don't need to look as amazing as Hellblade, but they could have at least tried a little bit harder. Regardless of what I say, people are going to be pissed off. Even if I take oh, let's say this game looks super amazing regardless of, like, oh, what budget they have and stuff. I will win those people over. But then if I go like all skeptical and rah 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 rah, they could have had better graphics, then I'll take those people's side. Regardless, it's a split party, so I'm only able to take one side in this situation.
I'm Tani from Game Freak.
I'm not trying to take a side at all. I'm just stating how I feel.
I'm working as the director for the Pokemon Sword Expansion Pass. And
I'm
Pokemon
talking way too
Shield
much.
Expansion
I'm just
Pass.
not interested. They're talking way too much about the expansion pack.
The Isle of
I
Armor
thought
and
like
the Crown Tundra are in development as we speak. So today, we'd like to show off some designs and concept art to help introduce you to these new areas.
I didn't know it was gonna be all this. I'm actually kind of
Your
disappointed
adventures in
now.
Galar are getting even bigger. First, let us introduce the Isle of Armor, which focuses on the theme of growth. Take a look.
I couldn't hear his voice for a second, and I thought he was a girl.
The next
But then I
destination
was
of your
like,
adventure is
I
a giant
listened
island
past
off
the
shores
translator
of
and
the
was like,
Galar
oh,
region
no, that's a
known as
dude.
the Isle of Armor. This island is full of beautiful nature. You'll find beaches, bogs, forests, caves, and dunes. And of course, you'll find Pokemon that you couldn't previously find in Galar dwelling there too. There's a dojo for Pokemon battles on this
A
island.
dojo.
And you'll take up an apprenticeship under the Pokemon trainer who runs it.
Like, can you just make the game
This
look
is
like this,
Mustard,
like these
who will
drawings?
become your mentor.
Make
He's
it look
also
like a
the mentor of
cartoon.
Champion
Like
Leah,
the
who you
anime. I
probably
would
know quite
totally
well.
be up for
In
that.
fact, Mustard has occupied the seat of champion himself in the past.
Like these
You'll
drawings
also
look
encounter
amazing.
New rivals among your fellow apprentices.
If you couldn't
When
do
playing
like the
with
3D
Pokemon
thing,
Sword
dude,
Expansion
2D.
Pass, you'll be training with Clara, who is a poison
No,
type user.
I'm sure a lot of
When
people would
playing
be
with the
pissed
Pokemon
if they
Shield
did something like
Expansion
that.
Pass, you will
A
be training
2D
with
game.
Avery, who is a psychic type user. They're both
How would they
training
even do
hard so
something
they
like
can
that?
someday have a gym
Would they
and
have to go
stadium
back in
call their
time,
own.
like, to like the Game Boy Advance games?
Next, we'd like to introduce the legendary Pokemon that will be central to the story.
Like, pixelated?
Kubfu. It's a
Kubfu.
fighting type Pokemon that strives to become
Kubfu.
stronger with
I do like the new
single-minded
Pokemon, though. There's some new ones that I
dedication.
really
As you progress
liked.
through your training, Mustard will entrust you with this Pokemon. Once you complete
There
your
was like an
training together
apple
with
dragon.
Kubfu,
Oh my god, I
it will
love
be
the
able
apple
to
dragon.
evolve into
I don't
Urshifu.
remember what it's called. Flapple?
Urshifu
Or
is
something
a
like that?
Pokemon
Oh
with two
god, I love
distinct
the apple
styles.
dragon.
There is single strike style, a fighting and dark type style. That
Like, that's the
delivers a
thing, it's
single
like
strike
whenever
at
they make new
blinding
Pokemon,
speed.
even if the games don't look that interesting, the
There's
Pokemon always
also
do.
Rapid strike style, a fighting and water type.
There's
style
always
that
a few
focuses
that I
on
like
unleashing a torrent of
quite
rapid
interesting.
strikes.
Then there's the weird ones that still are interesting,
What's
but
more,
quite
it's been
weird.
revealed that Urshifu has a Gigantamax form. Each style will have a different appearance, as well as a different G-Max move. You'll be able to evolve your Kubfu into an Urshifu in one of these two styles, single strike style or rapid strike style, during your adventure. Urshifu is a powerful Pokemon with a brand new ability, and it also has a new move for each of its two styles. Once you've completed your training, bring it with you for some online battles or official competitions. We also want to talk about Rillaboom, Cinderace. and then
He
Kelly,
is a soccer
final
player!
evolutions of the first three
Me and Sid
Pokemon you
called
came
it.
up with in the Galar region. During your adventure in the Isle of Armor,
He's
these
a
special
soccer
partners in
player,
your
we
team
called
will
it.
be able to Gigantamax. You can look forward to
Oh,
seeing
that
their
bunny's
new forms
awesome.
and new G-Max moves. And as you can see here, we've got even more in the works to make sure your journey is
I
as
guessed it
smooth and
right. I
fun
would
as
totally
possible.
have gone for the bunny if
There
I
are new
played.
fashion items,
I do like his final form,
and
it
you'll
looks
even
cool.
be able to obtain new looks for your bike. We
You're
hope
riding a
look forward to the
Rotom?
new
A Rotom? Does
experiences
he like
coming
that?
in the
Does he
Isle
like
of
when you
Armor.
ride him? Oh, you're nasty.
Next, I'd like to discuss the Crown Tundra, the second area, which has a theme of exploration. I'm going to show you the
Wait, what was
information
the
we
theme
have
for
at
the other
hand.
one? I wasn't paying attention. Was it fighting?
This expansion is set in the
God
snow-swept
damn it, now I have to
realm of the
rewind
Crown
just to
Tundra.
frickin' find
Take
out
a look
something I
for
wasn't
yourself
paying
at the
attention to.
beautiful scenery of this
And Pokemon, and we'd like to first.
Growth. What's that even mean?
This expansion is set in the snow-swept realm of the Crown.
I'm sure
Tundra.
they explained it,
Take
but
a
I
look
wasn't
for
paying
yourself at
attention
the
enough.
beautiful scenery of this shining, silvery landscape. As it turns out, the Isle of Armor isn't the only uncharted area waiting for you all in the Galar region. In this frigid area, with its towering winter mountains,
Don't
people
show
live
me
in
detailed
small
trees.
communities
You're not
that
gonna
support
make them
and
that
rely on one
detailed.
Much like on the Isle of Armor, you'll be able to find Pokemon that didn't appear in the
I think
Galar
what
region
hit
before,
me the most wasn't like the graphics, like that
fitting right
at
into
first
this
was the
area's theme
most
of exploration.
painful
There will
thing
be
to
plenty
see,
for you to
but
uncover.
the biggest
You might find a
painful
strange
thing
temple
was
where
the
you
fact
least
that
expect it, or
the
maybe
Pokemon have like
spy a
no
mysterious
emotion to
giant
them.
tree growing in
They're
a
not
place
really
that doesn't seem to
animated a
belong.
lot.
A
Like
certain
even when they're
person
like when they're
will appoint
fighting,
you as the
the
leader of
thing
their
that you do
exploration
the
team in
most,
the Crown Tundra.
the thing you do the most in Pokemon is fight, right? That's the whole point. But so you're gonna be in the fighting screen a lot because that's the whole point of the game. Yet they didn't even take the time to make the Pokemon have like their individual like each move have like its own kind of movements. Like I don't care if you repeated like Sucker Punch for every Pokemon, they do the same thing for Sucker Punch. Like they all do like a punch forward, a punch forward, a punch forward. Unless like unless it's a Sucker Punch on a Pokemon that doesn't have fists, then it would just like sort of like bang its head towards you or something. I don't know. I don't even know how they'd have Sucker Punch, but regardless. Even if you use the same animations for different Pokemon, I would have accepted that, but the fact is, no, most of the moves are just like hop, hop, hop. What? That's the biggest aspect of the game. Like, I understand going a little bit half-assed on like the animation in the open world because you're not going to be spending so much time there. But like, the main aspect of the game, battling, and you did not spend a little bit more effort on that? I have to sit there and watch that. I'd prefer to watch something a little bit more entertaining. Like it would have made like competitive games, like watching people play competitive would be a little bit more interesting too. It'd be like when you watch the anime, it's like when you see the Pokemon actually moving and being like active, it kind of looks interesting, right? But that's all people dream about when they like that's what they dream about, like that being a real thing. And then the games are like our best way of like experiencing that, and we get hoppies, bouncies, flippies.
You can gear up for adventure, and then head out to explore blizzard-swept fields, and even deep inside Pokemon dens, which you could only previously get a glimpse of during max raid battles. Next, we'd like to introduce Calyrex, the legendary Pokemon you'll discover during your adventure. Legends say this Pokemon once ruled over a part of Galar that included the Crown Tundra. It's characterized
Psychic
by its
type,
graceful,
grass type.
regal movements. Get ready to
Damn, how do you
experience the
stand with that
never-before-told
bobber on your
story
head?
about the mysteries
Look at
of
your tiny
Calyrex.
legs. Your skinny tiny legs
Crown
and that
Tundra will
giant
have a
bobber.
form of
New
co-op
co-op
play
mode.
as well. This will allow you and friends to enter and explore Pokemon dens that exist underground in the Crown Tundra. Deep inside the dens, you may see legendary Pokemon from past games Dynamaxing before your eyes. You'll be able to meet and make allies of all kinds of legendary Pokemon during your adventures in the Crown Tundra, including ones you'll be able to catch through this co-op play. It also appears that some brand new legendary Pokemon are also waiting to be found somewhere in this land. And combined with the Isle of Armor, dozens of new clothing items will be added. Plus, there will be new battles waiting for you to challenge once you complete your entire game, including the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. We can't go into
Look at all those
details on everything,
sponsorships.
but we're working on planning and developing new ways to enjoy Pokemon even as we speak. The Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra areas themselves are actually two key examples of the things we're working on. Both
Can you
areas
guys
are, in
like
fact,
maybe
seamless
work
maps,
on
much like
making the
wild
game
areas
look a little
we've
bit better?
already
Like
experienced in the Galar region,
all it takes
where
is an
players are able to
update.
move around
Just
freely
do an update.
Of course, you'll be able to connect with other trainers and play with them too. There will be Pokemon dens as well, and you'll be able to engage in max raid battles against Pokemon that
This
haven't
doesn't look
previously
actually
appeared
bad
in the
right
Galar
there.
region. There's more to see and do on the Isle of Armor and in the Crown Tundra than there was even in the wild area. And in the
I want to look at these areas again. They're kind of bare.
the camera.
Like it doesn't look that bad. I don't see that gross tree that people
course,
always take, like that one picture of the gross tree that people always use as like a reference to how bad the graphics are. It's like, why is it that one gross tree that you guys keep pointing at? There's multiple things I can look at in this, like the ground. It just looks like a giant mesh. They couldn't have put a little bit more like detail to that.
You'll be able to
Like,
connect with
it's just that one tree. Okay.
other trainers.
Like, yeah, I know the one tree does look weird, but again, the game, like that rock just looks like a giant little smudge. I also like to point out that there's no Pokemon roaming here, which means right now this could look really decent, but how good does it run when you start to add the Pokemon? Like, they decided not to show the Pokemon walking around in the demo.
There will be Pokemon dens as well, and you'll be able to.
I'm sure
engage
they'll
in max raid battles against
later
Pokemon
it will
that
be
haven't
easier.
previously
Maybe it just
appeared
showed
in
it for the
Galar
demo
region.
because it's still a demo and
There's more
can't
to see
handle
and do
that.
on the Isle of Armor and in the Crown Tundra than there was even in the wild area. We'll bring
I
you
don't know
more
why I keep
information
complaining
about
about
them
it.
in
I'm
future news
not
reports,
buying
so
the
please
game.
stay
Period.
tuned.
That's all I have to say is I'm not buying the game. It's done and over with. I'd rather get Animal
What did
Crossing.
you think? We at Game Freak are all working hard. To
I
bring
don't
you
have
new
the budget to
content.
like go buy every
So
freaking
you
game
can
that gets
spend more
released,
time
which is
having fun in the
unfortunate,
Galar
but
region.
it's just the case.
We hope
I
you're
also
as
don't have
excited
all the
as we are for
time
what's
to
to
play
come.
every single game, so. But yeah, Animal Crossing.
Thank you, Mr.
Keep
Tommy.
going back to that because I'm so excited
On
for
the Isle
that.
of Armor and in the Crown Tundra, you'll see some familiar
Like, Jesus,
Pokemon
I
that
didn't-
didn't appear in the Galar
When I
region
first
before.
saw it, I was like, what the frig?
There will be more than 200
What the
Pokemon
this
species that
this
appear
is
in these
Animal
areas,
Crossing.
and you
What?
can add to your team.
This looks
including
nothing like the
legendary
last
Pokemon
one.
mentioned before.
Additionally, we'll be distributing free updates for Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield that will coincide with the releases of the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. These updates will allow people who don't
Without
have the
expansion
Pokemon Sword and
pass.
Pokemon Shield expansion pass to obtain the Pokemon that appear on the Isle of Armor and in the Crown Tundra through other means, such as trading.
They can hack
Players
the
will also
system.
be able to bring over Pokemon to their game from the cloud service Pokemon Home, as long as the Pokemon.
Oh,
appear
wait,
in the
Pokemon Home is
Sword
that
and
thing.
Pokemon Shield expansion packs.
Is it?
Pokemon Home is planned to launch in February 2020.
God damn it, I think I mixed it up.
We intend to release even more details before then, so please wait just
Oh,
a
I
little
think
bit
I
longer.
mixed it up.
Finally, we have some more news for our Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield players.
Oh, fuck, I think I
Starting
mixed
today,
it up.
seems like
This
you're more
this whole
likely to run
announcement
into
thing is just about the
Gigantamax
DLC,
Colossal
isn't it? Oh, I just
Gigantamax
disappointed
Lapras,
myself.
and Gigantamax Flapple.
What was that
or
thing called
Gigantamax
then?
Appleton in max raid battles
Was
in
it
the
like
wild area.
Pokemon
Face
Sleep?
these powerful Pokemon with your friends.
What's that? The
There
Pokemon
will
Go
also
thing.
be a
That's what I'm
software
talking
update
about.
going live
If anyone
available
hasn't figured
later
out what I'm
today.
talking about, I'm talking about like that weird
Once you
addition to
receive the
Pokemon
update,
Go.
Head to Wedgehurst
Pokemon
Station.
Stay,
In
Pokemon
Sword,
Sleep.
you'll
I think it was
encounter Clark,
Pokemon Sleep,
while
was
in
it?
Pokemon Shield,
I thought it was
you'll run
Pokemon
into
Home
Avery.
because you're at home when you're using
You'll
it.
also encounter a Galarian Slowpoke that's wandered in from the
For
Isle
a
of
second, I
Armor.
thought that he had a comb
You can try
over,
to
but
catch
it's
it
just
and
the
add to your
yellow
team.
part on his head.
Galarian Slowpoke can evolve into Galarian Slowbro if you use an item that can be found on the Isle of Armor. Or
He
into
doesn't look
Galarian
that big of a
Slowking if you use
change.
an item that can be
He
found
just
in the
he
Crown
just put
Tundra.
like yellow on his head.
Don't forget
How's
to check it out.
Slowbro look? You're not gonna
What
show
do you
him.
think? Today, we've finally been able to show you some of what we at Game
Excuse me.
Freak are hoping to achieve going forward.
Cool.
We hope we've been able to get you excited for the continuing
Just make the
adventure
next Pokemon
waiting
game
for you
already,
in the
please.
Isle of Armor
I've
and the
lost
Crown
interest.
Tundra. Each part offers a different adventure. We'll do our best.
I
to
think
fill
I'm
it to
just
the
so
brim with
disappointed
adventures
because
that
like I
you've
was
never
super excited for
experienced
Pokemon when
before.
they first announced it. Cause I haven't played Pokemon in
Whether
a
you're
while
just
now.
starting
I
with
didn't have a
Pokemon Sword
3DS, so I
and
wasn't
Pokemon
able
Shield,
to.
or you've done everything there is to do.
But like when they
We'll do our
first
best to
showed,
develop something
like
that
well, like
everyone
Let's
can
Go.
enjoy.
People didn't like the art style and stuff, and they were kind of complaining about it. But I thought it was pretty interesting. I like the art style of Let's Go.
My thanks.
But like this one, when they showed this one, I was just like, okay, Let's Go. You actually tried something new, which I actually appreciated. I know a lot of people complain about it, but I appreciated that you tried something new, something different, a different style. But then this, you just went back and brought the graphics up a bit. Like you essentially took the assets of the 3DS version and brought them to 720p. I lost interest at that point. I was like,
to everyone.
And my biggest complaint of all time is this is the biggest one. My Pokemon still can't follow me. You have the walk cycles. I saw the campsite. You have the walk cycles. You could have made them follow. Oh, what about them free roaming around? You have the walk cycles. You could have made them follow me, but you didn't. Disappointed Brandon sounds. Like, f the graphics. No. The biggest issue is that they can't follow me. How can I bond with them and have true friendships if they can't experience the whole adventure with me? But no, they can only talk to me and hang out when we're on a campsite. I hate camping. Disappointed me.
From Game Freak. The Pokemon Sword Expansion Pass and Pokemon Shield Expansion Pass.
I'm
which
half
includes
joking
both
too.
the
Like
Battle of Armor and
they
the
brought
Crown
back
Tundra will be
the
available
following
for
walking
pre-purchase on
Pokemon thing.
Nintendo
I loved
eShop
it in
later
like
today.
Soul Silver. They brought it back and Let's Go.
will
And
be
then they're
available
like,
for
"F this,
pre-purchase.
we're not bringing it back again." It's like, why? You cut the Pokemon, so it's not like you need to add so many walk cycles. Like, again, cutting the Pokemon I understand, but I only understand it if you actually do something with that extra time you have. You didn't. So cutting them made no sense.
Yes, on Nintendo eShop later today. You'll also be able to access Nintendo.
Now
eShop-
people would be like, oh, actually, they're working on the expansion pack. It's like, that's not a good thing. They should have waited. They should have waited for an expansion pack. They should have focused on making the game better, maybe through a few updates or something, then brought out an expansion pack. This is way too early for an expansion pack. We sold enough copies, so clearly we can make an expansion pack now.
directly from the Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield menu once you install the latest update for your game. As a special purchase bonus, we've also prepared some clothing items that can be
Pikachu!
used starting today.
Eevee!
Pokemon will continue to try new things in 2020 to bring fun and joy to people around the world.
Can my character wear a Pikachu hat
Thank you for tuning in.
with a little Pikachu ears? Then YouTube knows what I was talking about. Animal Crossing, yes sirree. I'll just be over here waiting for Animal Crossing. Anyone else here after it just randomly cut out at the end? No, let's shoot people. What?
And combined with
Ah!
the Isle of
I didn't even notice that. There's a little cursor right there. But yeah, it's in the end, I rant and go on about it, but it's nice that Pokemon still exist. I gotta say that. It's been years. It's been out, like, they've been making Pokemon since, like, 1996. Dan's done something. Oh, why did I switch accounts? I switched accounts somehow. Don't know when that happened. One sec. I was on Bird, but for some reason I just switched accounts. Now I'm on Bird Codet, which is like the automatic account that gets made when frickin' it was the automatic account I had when frickin' the account was made. What the frig? Okay. I don't know. I don't. Anyways, what I was saying is, I go on and rant about the game because it's been out for so long, and I just wanted something fresh. Like when you see Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, the new Animal Crossing game, and how big of a jump they seem to have taken when Switch came out, I was like, oh, Pokemon's totally gonna have that. It didn't take a big jump. It took a jump, just not a big one. Just took like a safe one, and that kind of upsets me. Like, I want them to take a leap of faith and try something fresh and new and like hope that everyone will love it, because I'm sure people will. Like you might piss off like the dedicated fans, but you'll find new ones. And the dedicated ones will, if it turns out to be super amazing, if your leap of faith was like the best leap of faith, the dedicated fans will shut their mouths and be like, I was wrong. This is actually really awesome. I'm happy they took a leap of faith. But they didn't. They took a safe one, and I get it. You're a big company, so you can do it, you can afford it, but like it kind of is disappointing to me. That's all I'm saying. But like I'm happy that Pokemon still exists because it is my childhood. I grew up with it. I love my sweet, sweet Poopachu. I love him so much. You're beautiful. So yeah, I'm happy that it still exists, and I'm happy that kids of this age can still engulf it and envelop it, and other words, they can experience it and enjoy it and find their own favorite Pokemon. Like I'm not one of those people that think, oh yeah, the originals are better. Like no, I'm happy that they keep making new fresh Pokemon, because then not everyone's gonna be like, Pikachu's my favorite, because hands off of him, he's mine. Go find, there's like over 800, go find a different one. But yeah, I'm happy that it still exists. The other thing I wanted to watch, actually I saw a few things as I was scrolling down. But there is, I wonder when this is coming out. Like I completely forgot about. I remember seeing this in one of the directs and was like, "Oh my god, I can't wait to show this to Sid. She's gonna be so excited." She was, and then this wiped off the face of the earth, and we both forgot about it. And it's just like, oh yeah, that's still a thing. This is actually. I remember seeing the Snack World. I remember seeing a trailer for this before it was in English, like when it was just a Japanese game or whatever. 666. Spawn of Satan. The rumors are true. But sorry. I'm getting distracted. But no, I remember seeing this. I remember seeing trailers for this when it was not even like dubbed yet in English. And then I just one day I was scrolling through the trailers seeing if there was anything I should write down for like when I do a reaction. And then I saw this and I was like, I should start recording myself going through things, like just scrolling through things with the reaction that I just had when I first saw this. But yeah, I thought this looked neat, this game. I like the stylization of it. Like it looks like a storybook. Or is it? I think it's made by Blue Dragon, isn't it? The Blue Dragon team, the people who made Blue Dragon. That guy looks like the freaking guy from Fairy Tail. Forgot his name. He was the dragon slayer that like eats metal. This show's not even showing gameplay. I don't even remember what the gameplay is like. I just remember I thought it was like super interesting, and I wanted it to be translated in English so I could play it. And then again, it was one of those games where like I saw a long time ago and completely forgot about it, and then this just came out of the blue, and I was like, "What?" I love things like that. I love things where it's like you see it one time, and then you get so excited about it that later when you completely forget about it and it just pops out of nowhere again, you remember it and it's like, oh my god, that was a thing. But yeah, they didn't show any gameplay there. Maybe gameplay? Maybe we could find like the you have to create your own character? You won me with that. I love character creations. The frick? Just skipped ahead and so it's like an RPG, but what's the fighting? Everyone's just so chill about it. The guy turned into stone, but it's like, let's just keep talking like nothing happened. Skipping ahead is so weird, because it's like I'm seeing like this just random stuff happening. Look at this face! Ah. Show me gameplay. Yeah, this looks fun. There was a gimmick about it though. I can't remember what it was. Like it's called Snack World for a reason, but like there was a gimmick to the whole thing. I don't know. But is this actually made by Level 5? Did they make Yokai Watch, Ni no Kuni? Dragon Quest? I guess I was wrong. I'm not seeing Blue Dragon. Is it even called that? I think it was. Yokai Watch though. I see that. That makes sense. Fantasy Life and Ni no Kuni. So it's it's an interesting game. That's all that needs to be said. Is an interesting game. Okay, so what else we got? We got Where Chase Like Wine, Super NES. Where is it? Oh, here it is. This is what I want to watch. The indie thing happened like freaking a month ago. I've been wanting to watch this, but I've just been so busy with Christmas stuff that I just didn't get to watch it. I love the indie shows. Wow! Golf game! Are they making more to it? What the tennis? Ah! Oh, it's tennis game now. Is it? No, it's what? It's multiple sports? What is going on? Sports story. Oh, that's so interesting.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining us. I'm Kurt Scott.
They mix like multiple sports together. I
And I'm
love
Sam
that.
Robertson. Welcome to IndieWorld, a look ahead at some great indie games coming to the
Oh, there's
Nintendo
so many
Switch.
games in this world that I want to play and I just don't have
We're
time.
thrilled to kick off this edition of
Or
IndieWorld
money.
with Sports Story, the sequel to Golf Story and a game that's not just about sports. It's a full-on golfing adventure with a whole lot of tennis gameplay for good measure, not to mention dungeons,
tennis.
espionage, mini-games, and
I love
plenty
tennis
of
games.
friends and enemies to meet on your way to the Deca Sportathon. Sports Story launches exclusively on Nintendo Switch in mid-2020.
Exclusively, so it's not going to anything else. It's going to stay exclusive, or is it just exclusive release? I hate when like companies never explain that right away. Because then it just leaves you like, should I wait or should I just get it? Because there's some games that I'd prefer to get on the computer. Mainly because it's much more easier to record on the computer. Well, and because I just don't care about portability for the game. Because that's the biggest factor when I go to buy a game on the Switch is like, how much am I going to play this portably? Because I don't play it much docked.
There will be plenty of braised
And
chicken
if
lying around on
it's not a
plates
game that
and
I will
bad
play
guys
much
to
portably,
beat
if it's
down.
just a game I'm going to
Exclusive
record, I'd
Rage
rather
4
get it for the
comes to
PC.
Nintendo Switch in the first half of 2020.
皆さんこんにちは。
Hello!
手数です。
What do you got?
S3 パブリッシャーでプロデューサーを務めています。
Working on a
ステン
game.
ドグラスをモチーフとした
Glemlight?
静かで
Gleamlight?
静かに売り込んだ独創的な
Original game that tells a quiet and mysterious story. In a world such as this, I don't read fast. Ah, mysterious world. Beautiful and terrifying. It's something you gotta do, and you gotta go on a journey and do the things in the world of Glemlight.
Just imagine. if
Oh, this
you
looks
turned
nice.
into a sword. It'd probably be kind of freaky and kind of awesome.
Ooh,
Really beautiful, if you will.
that world looks like
Especially
it hurt.
in a stained glass world where you and some children are on a
It's so
quest to
pointy.
reach art. Where's the UI, you ask? Where we're going, you won't need any UI. This game knows how players like you think and how to guide you through without anything unnecessary like words. Who needs them? See if you can cut to the heart.
It was
of the
giving me
stained glass
kind
world,
of
then green light
vibes of
launches
like
on Nintendo
what's
Switch
that
in
game?
early
Hollow
2020.
Knight.
Hi everyone, I'm Alexander Fernandez, CEO of Streamline.
The
Media
darkness
Group,
of it
today
and all.
We're going to be showing you our brand new game, Bacon Switch.
Bacon Switch.
It's a violently cute couch co-op game that I think you're going to like.
There's a fork there,
You like
dude.
it. In fact,
Use the
we like it
fork.
so much, we made it about
Use
food
the
'cause we like to eat.
Fork. Oh, don't
That's
eat
pretty
chocolate in
good.
front of me.
No,
I get stomach cramps when I eat chocolate now,
that's pretty
which is
good.
upsetting. I
Wow,
like
that's a
chocolate.
bliss ball right there. There you go. Mm.
Just rub it
So
in
we
my
hope you guys
face.
like it. And more importantly, we hope you enjoy it because
Chocolate,
we're
milk,
working
anything
really
milk,
hard
I've
on
been
it,
getting
making this easy for it to work.
cramps.
So please enjoy it and let us know what you think.
Sucks,
You
because
see
I
those
like
cute
milk.
dough things? They simply must be sacrificed
Bacon shake.
to the guardians of dough. And so, in this party brawler, you and up to 3 other players need to work as a team to punch, combine, and bake those doughs before time runs out. This in-your-face co-op action may be easy to pick up.
This will remind me of Overcooked now.
Tough to master
So many
all the
games,
challenging mechanics
it's
in
just
it.
like eventually
And in player
you
versus
have like
player
those
mode,
you have those
every
issues of
baker
like
for
running
themselves.
into.
Bacon Switch will cook up something special on Nintendo Switch in summer 2020.
That's the problem. There's just so many games. It's like there's so many games that whenever you have a style of something, it always brings you back to a game that's just more popular or has been out longer. Like anytime you see a farming game, it makes you think of Stardew Valley. It's like Harvest Moon came first, but nope, Stardew Valley made it popular. So Stardew Valley is the one. I spit a bit. Excitement. Stardew Valley is the one that like gets the credit now. It's understandable.
Hey Nintendo fans, on behalf of the team
It's
here at
like,
Digital Continue,
I
I'm
think the
excited
issue
to
is
announce
there's
our
so
new
many
game.
games. I'm talking over this guy. There's so many games that if you're gonna spend your time on a certain type of game, like a farming game, you're obviously gonna go for the best because you want to try. If you're someone like me who wants to try so many different games, you're not gonna go playing every single farming game. You're just gonna find the best one and focus on that one because it's like, I don't have time for all of them, so I'll just find the one that appeals to me the most and I'll stick with that one, and then I'll play something else of a different genre, and then So of course, if the game if it knocks it out of the park the first try, then that's the one that you're most likely gonna go for.
Super Mash. Super Mash is a game that makes games. It's a love letter to game culture.
But that's just speaking of someone like that has a problem with finding time. If you're someone who has all the time in the world, then good for you. You get to play everything, you piece of garbage. Not jealous. Not at all. Just freaking stupid.
The magic of Super Mash is what we didn't do. The games it produces are not scripted. It's the game itself that mashes the genres together and creates a different game every time you play. You never know what it's going to do. Just do
You
one favor.
got my interest?
This is the code to my favorite.
Dude, you got like a GameCube over there, you got SNES and a NES. Is that like, are those your systems? I love how you got those nice little GameCube controllers just sitting there. You speak to my heart.
Pick up Super Mash for the Nintendo Switch next year. Put it in. Let me know what you think.
Love the GameCube controller. It's just a bunch of random games. Whoa. So wait, you don't actually make the games like RPG Maker. You take two genres. You pick two genres that you are interested in, so like platformer and JRPG, and it mashes them together and gives you a game that is those two. Like how random is it? Like if I keep putting platformer and JRPG, am I gonna keep getting a different game, or is it just gonna be the same one over and over again? Because if it's a different game each time, like you could keep picking the same two genres and keep getting different games. That is interesting. It says right there, every game is endlessly unique, but what do you mean by that? Like, and then if you found a combination that you liked, you could share it with friends. This could be super interesting if it has like loads of variety, but if it's just like the same thing over and over, like if you mix the two games, if it's literally just mixing the two games together, two genres together and seeing what you get, it's like you didn't need to do that whole thing. You didn't need to have force people to mesh them together if it's always going to be the same game. Just give them all the games up front and have them play it like that. Like, I get it, the novelty of like mixing them together, I get that, but like it's kind of pointless if it's the same thing each time. Okay, I was seeing you got all these pixelated games, and then out of the nowhere, it's just this 3D game that looks like Sims. What the frig? Oh, they made is that Level Up Hero? I've seen that game before. I'm assuming they made it then, because they wouldn't be advertising someone else's game. Will you create a fresh classic or the next big flop?
Super Mash will shake things up on Nintendo Switch in May 2020.
What would you...
I don't know. I'm super curious to that. Like, it just left me with so many questions, because it's not like an RPG Maker. You don't make your own game. It has pre-made games, but you mix the cartridges together and it gives you one of those pre-made games randomly. Now, again, I want to know how much variety that is, because like if it only has like you mix the cartridges together and it keeps giving you like the same game based off of that cartridge mix. So like platformer and JRPG keeps giving me super Neku-chan Super Neku-chan. If it keeps giving me Super Neku-chan every time I mix those two games together, two genres together, then that just sounds tedious to mix those things together. Because it's like, oh, every time I want to play Super Neku-chan, I have to keep mixing those things together. Well, no, it did say that you have them saved and then you can like remove them, but still, there's just no point if it's the same thing over and over again. But I'm assuming that's not the case because again, like I just said, it'd be no point. So clearly, there's a bit of like randomization with when you mix the genres. I don't know. I'm just I want to know more.
Well,
I want to know more.
Puzzle game, you're about to find out. Tasked by your
Tetris
creator with solving a series of complex puzzles, you'll divert drones, manipulate laser beams, and even replicate time to prove your worth, or find a way out. Who are you? What's your
John Jacob,
As you choose your own path through this non-linear world,
His name is
uncover
my
the clues
name
you need
too.
to decide for yourself. You'll have more than 120 puzzles to solve, and the Talos Principle
I think I already
Deluxe
have this
Edition
game.
comes to Nintendo Switch later today.
Nothing
Sail
quite like
forth.
a high seas adventure combining classic naval action with exploration. Really makes you want to expand your fleet and do battle with pirates, sea monsters, even the
Arg.
sea itself. The entire map is procedurally generated, and all across it you'll discover islands to explore and quests to take, from rescuing sailors
This looks
to
nice.
looting pirates. And you'll do it all from your custom boat. You pick the design, colors, weapons, and equipment. As you progress, you'll add new boats to your fleet and give orders to the crew on boats you aren't sailing yourself. Better keep track of the wind and use physics to your advantage.
Arg!
When Sail Forth sails into port on Nintendo Switch
Yelling at
in
you.
2020.
It's just over there yelling at you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Nick Clifford,
Dauntless.
developer here at Phoenix Labs. Since you last saw us during Nintendo Treehouse,
Since you last saw us,
this year,
we are
we've been
talking
hard
about
at work
a
developing
game.
Our hit online action RPG Dauntless.
Hit
for the
online. Is it
Nintendo
hit?
Switch system. We're absolutely
I haven't
thrilled
played
to
it
share a
yet,
fresh
but the
look at
first
our game,
the first review I
including
got
a
was
reveal of our
Dan's,
new content expansion,
and he just
Storm
straight up
Chaser,
hated it.
complete with the
I don't
Skyfighter
know.
armor
I don't
and
know if
Sky
like
Metal weapon set.
if
These
it's just not the
cosmetic
type of
items
game
will be
Dan
available
likes,
at launch
or if it's just
exclusively
like straight up a
on
bad
the
game.
Nintendo Switch for free.
It's hard to
We
tell.
hope you enjoy your first look at the next evolution of Dauntless, and we'll see you in the Shattered Isles.
I think, well, because a part of me thinks that Dan didn't like it due to the fact that it is essentially a Monster Hunters clone, and Dan really loves Monster Hunters, so it's just like, that's like spitting in Dan's drink, essentially, right? Because he loves Monster Hunters so much that if you go and make a clone of it, it just feels like you're trying to steal their idea to him. And I understand that. I understand not liking someone that feels like they're stealing your idea. Especially if it's not... Like, see, it might be a decent game on its own, but that's the thing. If it's going to clone something, and it doesn't do better than what it's cloning, then it kind of... Then the fans of that thing are just going to hate it. Because it's like, oh, you cloned it, and you didn't even do a good job. If you're going to clone something, at least try to do a good job. Because I wanted to play it with them. Because it's crossplay, and me and Dan don't have the same... We don't really have the same system. Well, we have the Switch, but not a lot of the same games to play online together, so we have to find whatever crossplay games we can find, and this one's crossplay. PC and PlayStation crossplay. It's one of the few PlayStation games that's crossplay. So I wanted to play it with him, but then as soon as I brought up the idea to him, he was like, it's garbage, the game's garbage. I'm like, that doesn't bode well. Most likely, nope.
You can take your Slayer on the go with Nintendo Switch, no matter where you began your adventure.
I guess this is not a game we're gonna be playing in the future. Maybe I'll do a Sid, but like,
in this rich, evolving world. Create deadly weapons and powerful armor from the very creatures you slay, and immerse yourself in rich customization and crafting systems. Look forward to regular, free content updates featuring new challenges, new behemoths, and more when Dauntless launches as a free download on Nintendo Switch later today. Hollywood, the 90s. An actress on a hit TV show soon finds herself starring in her own murder mystery. Can you and your robot scout crack the
This looks
case one
familiar.
program at a time? Guess your only option is to dig up
Oh, I
clues
know.
while jamming out to tracks from
It looks
Masakazu
like-
Sugimori, the composer behind Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney and Beautiful Joe. Along the way, you'll interrogate weird and wonderful characters designed by Hatomoa of Hatoful Boyfriend fame.
You hit one of my weak points.
Glitzy award shows, you must uncover
Is
a
this?
tangled web of conspiracy, deception, and, of course, murder. As you piece together the
Oh
truth
my
of one
god, is this a
pivotal
Picross game?
It's no longer a mystery.
Ah, you hit one of my weak points.
Timed exclusive
I was
to
gonna,
Nintendo
I was gonna make a joke about like how it's just one of those many
This
freaking
mysterious bounty hunter is a
dating
stranger to
sim
everyone,
things,
because
but
that's
then
his life.
freaking you show
He
Picross
doesn't
in it.
take kindly to guns,
Ah,
but he will kindly take your moolah in exchange
one of
for
my
the
weak
bounties he
points.
collects.
I have like a weak point
Why?
for Picross games
He
for
needs
some
the
reason.
cash
It's that
bad.
one niche thing that
He'll
I
hunt
just
down every
love.
outlaw in Mongo Valley if that's what it takes. Problem is, there's a
This is
bounty
called
on his
Oddworld.
head.
Is it the Oddworld
This
like?
action-adventure game, you'll wield Stranger's unusual crossbow that fires off rounds of live ammo from rodents to bugs, and you'll earn bigger bounties for live captures. With updated FPS controls and gyroscopic aiming, the definitive version of
I've already seen this before. Is it the Oddworld? Like Abe's Odyssey. Is it like that? Is it that Oddworld? Wait, what's this one called?
this classic is fast approaching.
It is a classic. Okay,
Oddworld.
I looked it up. Yeah, okay, yeah. This is a re-release. Because this is an Xbox game, like an old Xbox game, which was also on PS3 and PC, it seems. But yeah, this is an old Xbox game, and it's being re-released on Switch. Okay, and it is Oddworld. It is the franchise of Oddworld. Freaking loved Oddworld. It was weird. It was hard.
Stranger's Wrath launches on Nintendo Switch in January 2020.
That
You
weird
can
puzzle game where you had to
pre-purchase it
try and
later
save your
today.
friends from the alien
Oh.
enemies.
Oh man.
Skatebird.
Why is this so adorable? You take an ordinary skateboard, you put a bird on it, and just look at him go. Who wouldn't want to be a skatebird?
God
Whether
damn it,
they're
now I have to
grinding
play
on
this
bender
game.
straws, kick flipping over staplers,
Look at it, it's so
carving
awesome.
lines through a park held together by sticky tape. Skateboards
Uh,
always
the-
come the best, don't they?
It's like a makeshift park
Explore
too.
each park, collect tiny clothing, help out fellow birds, and find secret mixtapes of original lo-fi bird hop tunes. Before long, you'll be catching air like only a
Please
bird
help me,
can.
there's a hawk and his
When
name is
Skateboard
Tony.
launches on Nintendo Switch in late 2020.
Secret character. It's Tony the Hawk. Oh my god. That was awesome.
You saw it for yourself in the trailer, people. Liberated blends the art of cyberpunk, hand-drawn graphic novels with interactivity and action to create one seamless experience. In this near-future dystopia, the eerily familiar, always-online society gives way to complete government control. But that won't stop an insurgent group called Liberated from rising up. But this is no simple tale of good versus evil. As you flip between pages, side-scrolling stealth gunplay, and platforming action, you must witness what transpires from many points of view to parse the truth. Liberated will release first as a timed exclusive on Nintendo Switch in 2020.
Timed exclusive. Okay.
Hi,
They
we're
did
Fox
say that
Games,
one was
and
timed.
this is our
So
game
maybe the other one was
Cardpocalypse,
exclusive
a dating simulator dungeon crawler mashup.
for now.
We are super excited
Because
to
Zombie
announce
U
that
was
we're
exclusive
coming to the Nintendo
at one
Switch,
point.
which means you'll be able to
I
build your
hate the
weapons at
exclusive
home
thing. Like,
and on the go.
if it's not made by the
If you're
company,
like
if the game is not made or owned by the company themselves, then usually exclusive is kind of like here or there. It might just be it might be exclusive for now, but then when the contract dies out, then it's like, oh, we're gonna bring it to other systems too now. It's like exclusive just kind of feels.
me, then you're never going to
Forgot to
forget
bring
your
full
summer
screen.
stay at Verona Beach, where you're tasked with clearing out all the creatures in the dungeon. Oh, and it only gets better, because the weapons you can find there transform into cuties, and they're single. Forge precious memories with your many loves, and use their individual combat styles to clear out all the monsters as you uncover the dungeon secrets.
Oh my god, everything's like phone. Every enemy is like phones and objects and such. Is this like a secret message to how objects can consume us and we have to destroy them to free ourselves from the economy?
Together. Did I mention romantic dates? Oh, be still my heart.
Maybe not. Romantic
and there's
dates?
also
What?
the Nintendo Switch exclusive HD Rumble function. Level up your love when Boyfriend Dungeon comes to Nintendo
HD Rumble
Switch
is
2020.
a neat concept when you have a game like that 1-2 Switch, but when you have a game like that where it's just look like a dungeon crawler type game, where does the HD the rumble really come in? Like, oh, you roll and you feel like you're rolling on the controller. Like, if I'm like engulfed in an action thing like this, I'm not even going to be focusing on the rumble.
There's also the Nintendo Switch exclusive HD Rumble function. Level up your love when Boyfriend Dungeon comes to Nintendo Switch in 2020.
Okay.
Sometimes the only way to face a tough subject is head on, even if that means battling a nightmarish depression living inside a young woman's subconscious.
No! I play
Thankfully,
video
you
games
have
to escape
a
depression.
system on your side, combining a brawler, a top-down shooter, and a dungeon crawler. Every time you slumber, you'll face another randomized dungeon found in one of the game's beautifully haunting dreamscapes, littered with powerful artifacts, challenges, and puzzles. Forge friendships in your waking life and use their hopes and dreams to dispel the darkness within. You'll work the dreamscape around you with lucid powers that alter the flow of time and space. When Dreamscaper launches first on Nintendo Switch as a timed exclusive on consoles in early 2020.
Hey everyone.
Hi.
We're extremely excited to reveal a brand new game we've been working on at Team 17.
You guys.
Crafting,
Worm
exploring, and
guys.
survival, along with a few surprises, in a new adventure set within the Escapist universe. And on Nintendo Switch, you can play with 3 of your friends in local wireless and online multiplayer.
We hope you enjoy the video.
Oh, I think I've seen this on the store. Survivalist? It gave me, oh, what's that game called? Escapist. It gave me Escapist vibes. And yeah, it's still giving me those vibes. Train monkeys. Oh, this looks fun. Oh, this looks fun. Oh, I didn't know they made that game. I was like, did they just sort of take the idea from Escapist? No, it's because they made the freaking game. That's why it looks so much like Escapist, because it is Escapist, just survivalist. I didn't know they made Escapist.
Whether you're crafting, building, or yes, training monkeys, survival is the name of the game. These procedurally generated islands are alive. They change during the day-night cycle, and they're
But yeah, it's a sandbox. Sounds fun.
As you
And you can like
or
get the
your
monkeys to
minions
do your work for
gather
you.
resources and craft items,
That's neat.
you'll uncover
So if you're
your
playing
own
by yourself, you
recipes
can just
and
use the
recipe
monkeys
crafting
as help.
That should help you overcome the hidden threats lurking within temples, full of exotic riches and slick weaponry. You can play co-op locally or online with up to 3 friends who each have their own game and system to try and survive together. However, not everyone will be pleased to see you thrive. The Survivalists releases on Nintendo
That's
Switch
fun.
in 2020.
That's fun. That's
We're coming to the
nice.
end of our presentation, so we'd like to take a moment to thank all of our partners for giving Nintendo
One more thing.
so much to look
Come on,
forward
Nintendo, do your signature
Well
thing.
said, Kirk. On behalf of Nintendo,
Do your
thank you
signature
so
thing.
much. And thanks to all of you for joining us. Although, now that I think about it,
Huh.
there is one more thing.
Oh, I love your
Hi,
signature
I'm
thing.
Tom Hank, creator of Axiom Verge. I just wanted to take this moment to thank both Nintendo and Nintendo fans for the love you've shown Axiom Verge over the years. I've been quietly working on the next installment of Axiom Verge for about 4 years now. Here's a sneak peek.
You're not in control. Tell me something I don't know. This looks neat. Jesus. Oh, now the title looks familiar. I was like, what is this? Like, it doesn't sound familiar. The title looks familiar. The name didn't, but the title does. The style, like the writing, all that. That was nice! I just love when they do, like, we have one more thing. It doesn't matter if it's not, like, that exciting compared to some of the other things. It's just, it just puts a chill down my spine. It's like, what is it? Tell me! What's this? Hey, why don't you do that, Pokemon? Why don't you bring freaking trading card games to the Switch? I'd get that. Look at some random companies beating you at your own game. Well, you can make custom cards. So, a Saturday morning cartoon. Jeez. That was hype. That was hype. One sec. There. Oh no, I just needed to check something, but I was wrong. I was wrong. What else do we got? DLC for that. No More Heroes 3, Bravely Default, Warframe. Those things again. Star Wars and Fortnite. God damn it. Draw Our Gaming Memories. Overcooked 2. I need some of that. Not yet, though. Not yet. Soon enough. Soon enough. In the future. Let's watch this. Just so I can make me want it more. Ah. That's cute. Okay, what else we got? The frick is this? It's got drugs. No watching. This ain't for kids. Kappa beware. I don't know what I just watched. I'm kind of confused. I want to watch this. What's this? That's the thing. I wanted to play this game. Good thing it's coming out on Switch. It's like Fire Emblem mixed with what? I'm gonna get flagged.
Dreaming of pop stardom will ultimately leads to and exclamation point and your character.
Wait, is Roy in it? Is Roy my boy in it? Okay, this is actually quite interesting. I want to see what this is. It's Mario! Nintendo's trying to like fight Disney. It's like, we have a character that everyone knows. He's a mustached Italian who isn't a plumber anymore, but yet still jumps into pipes. Oh my god. They're making Mario Battle Royale. That's what the announcement is. Like, they haven't showed much other than just a bunch of people playing, like, in this fake Mario world. And it's still friggin' awesome. You didn't even show it though, like somehow the trailer for it was freaking exciting as hell. Yeah, you didn't show anything. Play in real world this summer. Wait. Is this an amusement park? I swear, didn't they say that they're working on an amusement park? Or is this just a Pokemon Go game again? Because if it's a Pokemon Go game, that could be possibly dangerous. Having people run around in the streets with like some watch on that tracks where they're running. No, it's like it's a universal thing. It's like a park, right? They didn't even show the park though. Like the trailer was friggin' pumping, but they didn't show anything from the park. I'm gonna stay home. So yeah, it's like a theme park, but they didn't even show the theme park. I love how you can make like such a hyped up thing and not show anything. I'm probably gonna get super flagged for the song though, but that was pumping. They need more Mario in there though. They need more like Mario remixing, mixing like the Mario music in that, because like that could have just been like its own pop song. You gotta mix a little bit more Mario in there, so then it's like it actually feels like it's a Nintendo thing. But yeah, I like that. I think that's it. I watched an indie thing. I watched the Pokemon thing. I probably enraged a bunch of Pokemon fans with the Pokemon thing. And no one cares about my indie reactions. It's like, you didn't react to the Pokemon Direct right. Crucify them. The Pokemon Direct, they might as well have called it Pokemon Sword and Shield Direct. Like, I feel like that was misleading. You call it a Pokemon Direct, so I expect you to talk more about other Pokemon stuff. No, you talked a few seconds about Mystery Dungeon and then spent the rest of the thing talking about the DLC for Sword and Shield. I feel like that's a bit misleading and disappointing. And I again, is it Sleep? Yeah, it's Sleep. It's Pokemon Sleep. It's Pokemon Sleep. It's freaking Pokemon Sleep. It's not Home. I saw Home and thought that that was what Sleep was, and I misled myself. That's disappointing. Because I wanted to hear more about this, and then they haven't talked about it. They haven't said more, so... Oh well. Home is just like a transfer thing to transfer Pokemon over to the game, which is less exciting. Oh well. That's that. I think I mainly disappointed myself because of I hyped myself up to hear more news about this Sleep thing. Like I don't think I'm gonna get invested when I finally figure out what it is. I don't think I'm gonna get invested in it much because it just sounds like another Pokemon Go gimmick thing, which I don't care that much about. But like I'm so curious to know more, and I hyped myself up to finally understand what it was, and then disappointed myself because I misinterpreted what I actually saw. Oh well. But yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed something out of this video. I hope if you didn't like my outlook on Pokemon, I hope you still enjoyed like the indies if you actually stayed long enough to actually watch that, because I enjoyed that at least. I still think the Pokemon DLC was too early. Maybe if they waited a little bit longer, then I would have been a little bit more open to it. But like, I just feel like the game came out about a month ago, wasn't it November? So about a month ago, and you're already announcing freaking DLC. It's like, I feel like the biggest thing is it just feels greedy to me. Like, you're such a big company, Pokemon, and you now seem greedy. You take a little bit longer to release like those third installments, like Emerald and whatever other ones that they did. Emerald's the biggest one that I can think of. But yeah, those third installment type games, usually they don't come out right away. They take a while before they come out. But then you just start announcing DLC like a month later after Pokemon came out. Nah. I don't know. It was... I gotta check just in case, because I'm sure people... Yeah, November. Literally like a month ago. Or 2 months, whatever. Whatever. It's done and over with. I already said that I don't have the game, and I don't plan on buying it because there's other games that interest me more. So if you hate me so much because I rant on about it, I'm allowed to talk about my feelings of disappointment towards a franchise that I've followed since I was a child. I'm allowed to. You don't have to listen to it. I'm not saying you do. I'm not forcing you to be here. So, yeah. I'm allowed to have feelings. Sorry. I'm just hoping that we're done and over with Pokemon Sword and Shield for now, because I don't feel good talking about it. Okay, it's just a wound that I want to heal over by now, and they just keep adding salt to it, making it fresh. It's like let it just heal over. Stop talking about it for now. Let me just get over it, so I can actually look at it like it's just a game. Like, it's not like a sad memory of like me being disappointed. No, it's just a game. Let me get to that point. Then I won't be ranting on about it anymore. But you won't let me do that. You just keep pushing. You keep pushing that knife further and further. God. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this. If not, I'm sure you'll tell me. Anyways. But yeah, I'll be doing another reaction video that should be released. I guess I could do it now, because if I don't do it now, I'm gonna hold on to it even longer. But like, it won't be released the moment this one's released. It'll be released a little bit later. I have so much things I have to edit, so yeah, just stay tuned for that. Yep. Bye.